We'll open the March 4th planning board meeting, 7:30, and we can note my future absence for the night. How's that, Tina? I'm going to stay just long enough to do the minutes because they need me to sign them, so then I'll leave. And I got a sick dog, so I got to go home. What minutes were those, Tina? Just December 3rd? Oh, yeah, we had a public hearing and so we need Dave, Judy, Teresa, and myself. I see why, Teresa. Thanks for reminding me about that. I hadn't even
Yeah, because
noticed.
I had somebody say, "What are the minutes?"
Yeah, well, that, and there were only the four of us, so.
So I'll motion to approve the minutes of December 3rd.
No second them, I guess, then. Any discussion? All in favor? All righty.
And just to get the other ones out of the way, I'll motion to approve the minutes of January 21st.
Second?
Yep, got enough people. Any discussion? All in favor?
You do not sign those?
That's what I got to think about. No, I don't, but I will date it and send it on to you guys. Okay, that was everything. All right, I'll go home and nurse a pathetic dog.
All right, well, first order of business. No, I'll do the.
I'm a hazard to this thing.
There goes the budget.
All right, we're going to have to change the
Sorry about
expense
that.
report.
Yep.
All right.
Here we go. We're in the red now. We're in the black now. Other way around. Okay, first order of business is the Meadowbrook subdivision. Steve Everett will be presenting that. We're here tonight for preliminary plan. Okay. We have the checklist that Tom went over. Yeah, can I sign it?
He's got an updated one, I think.
Okay.
Choose the one from the first term.
There's also a letter from the water district
Okay.
attached to the back of this.
Check that. All right. Just to go back on the last meeting on the sketch plan, the only thing we brought up was drainage ditches. Is it an open item?
Oh, I don't, I thought we had discussed, since there's not going to be any roads or anything,
Okay.
that was not going to be an issue.
Okay. All right, so we have the updated checklist. The abutting property owners are not shown to the north, the northwest, and northeast.
They have been added.
They have been added, okay.
Yeah.
I got to revise. Yes.
Since I prepared this, Steve has also come in and remitting some of the things that are shown on here, but he'll walk through each one of those
Okay.
to verify that. The same as that you have.
Okay. All right, next thing on the, you guys are requesting a waiver for existing sewers, water mains, culverts, drains, swamp areas, brook springs, and natural drainage ditches. What's the reason for the waiver on that?
The waivers, because they're all roadside lots, and that it just didn't seem to apply.
Is there,
There's no existing, excuse me. Yeah, go ahead.
is there any kind, at the edge of the road, is there any ditch that's going to require a culvert for the driveway to meet the road?
There's no existing ditch there now. It appears as though, the last time I was out there before all the snow, and if my memory serves me, it looks like that they came along and sort of widened the shoulder a little bit, and so there's like a very small berm at the edge of the field, and then it drops about a foot, and then it's level level to the pavement on Straw Mill Brook Road. So there's no ditching along that side that's there currently.
Okay.
Does the road commissioner usually take a look at that and decide if there's any kind of swale there that it would require a culvert at the driveway?
I'll defer to Dave on that.
The road commissioner of the road review committee should probably take a look at it.
And just so you know, when this is approved and they go to put in a driveway, they have to do it, because it's on a town road, they have to do a driveway entrance permit, and at that time, the road commissioner will say
That would
whether it
trigger
needs a
it?
culvert or not.
Oh, okay.
Checklist has it with the Straw Mill Brook Road not shown, and the revised drawing, we have it at 49.5 feet. Contour lines, the waiver requested, and that's because it's so flat. That's left over from sketch plan. TP?
I'll test it.
Okay. Oh, we were talking septic, so I wasn't really sure.
It's a small square, I try to fit it into square.
Okay. Test pit log, okay. Need a septic system disposal for each lot.
Right, we talked about that a little bit, and I think the ordinance is unclear. I think Tom wanted to have a design, an SD, I assume that means system design. And I think that Mr. Finnemore's letter addresses that issue. I mean, because we don't even know the size of the homes that are going in there realistically. We don't know the position of the homes within the building area and how many bedrooms they're going to be. So his letter basically addresses an entry-level system, that all of the lots from 2 to 6 would qualify for an entry-level system. I don't have that letter with me, but I'll bet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do you mind looking for that?
Now, are we, have you located a butter as well? Or is that going to be part of this?
The only abutter that I think would be an issue would be lot number 1, which is included in the subdivision. And there, I don't know where the well is on that, but I know that Alex, when he was out there doing the test pits, he found it and made sure that the test pits were at least 100 feet away from that well.
Oh, that's what, yeah, because those test pits are already skewed all the way to the far west side.
Correct. So he pushed them to the west.
Okay.
And I believe, and lot number 1 also has an existing subsurface system, which I'm sure in the file they have a design for that. Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be on private water, so there's no public water system on it.
Correct.
Does the water district have any lines that go through there?
Not to my knowledge.
No.
With the recent snow we have and the next snowstorm coming on Friday, obviously we're going to move towards a site walk here. Is it possible to get in
You got
some type of
snowshoes?
flagging?
I flagged it almost a month ago.
Okay.
And I didn't flag the actual corners in the back, but what I did is I put flags along the tree line in the back, and I labeled those. And also I put flags, and there were a couple of stakes that I put in along the edge of Straw Mill Brook Road indicating where the lots were,
Okay.
where the 50-foot right-of-way is located, and so
Is everybody-
they should still all be there. If
Okay.
not, the majority of them would be there. I think you could orient yourself on the property pretty easily.
Is that okay with the board?
For what?
The way it's marked, right? The corners aren't marked, but I mean, it's...
Well, it'll be a while before we do a site walk, right? Because, is there another,
No,
what you're
this is
talking about?
preliminary. So after this, we'll go to site walk.
Well, after preliminary, there's a public hearing.
A lot of times,
Or-
we have a sidewalk and public hearing on the same,
Mhm.
because
What's the depth on
You
the-
can see most of it from the road.
It's about 300 feet deep, so.
Yeah, I
it's
mean, you
right-
could-
It's pretty much to the tree line anyway.
It's back to the tree line, the westerly properties, it goes into the woods a little bit in the back there, but that's actually, that corner is where all those blue spruce are planted, if you're familiar with the property.
I don't see anything in here from a Finnemore.
We haven't got the letter back yet from the York County Soil and Water. No.
It's attached to the test pit log thing.
Maybe you can find it.
Waiver requested for the schedule of construction, that's due to the fact that you guys, they're just going to be selling the lots, they're not actually going to be developing them.
I'm speaking for Diane here, but I believe that would be the reason, yeah.
Centralized mail delivery, have you had any discussions at all with the postmaster?
No, but they're all roadside. I don't see a need for central, I mean, we haven't had a discussion, but typically on roads in Waterboro that have 150 feet of frontage or more, they have individual boxes.
Okay. Well, he just says a suitable system would fit on it. But, okay. First time system and he signed that. Impact of development on groundwater for hydrological survey, waiver requested. What's the reason on that one?
The reasoning is because there's only 6 lots, and it's, I just don't think it's necessary. It's a very healthy aquifer that runs through there. The soils are all sand, and
Teresa, can I see that?
Yeah, I don't know that we've ever waived a hydro on anything that's more than 2 or 3 lots.
Yeah, all the test pits went to 48. They're all in just sand and gravel. All right. Well, that's something the board will have to look at, is we're going to approve that waiver or not.
Are you within the wellhead zone? There's a wellhead zone over there, isn't there, in that area?
I think it's within the proposed new wellhead zone, but not the official current wellhead zone.
Right, and homes are allowed in the wellhead zone, and there's just, maybe restrictions on what they
Like
could
uses
do on
and
that
stuff like
property.
There is a letter from the water district accompanying this. I think everyone.
Okay.
So there probably just needs to be a notation made on the plans that there could possibly be restrictions placed on these.
It's not restrictions.
Or, well, there's certain uses you cannot have in the,
They haven't adopted it yet, so I don't think we can,
You can only work with the ordinance that you currently have in existence.
That's why we sent the letter.
so what happens when the wellhead zone,
If the
Is
proposed
adopted.
wellhead zone ordinance goes into effect and adopted by the town of Waterboro, then the letter from the water district is the only criterion that's necessary, that they stay within a system design capacity less than 1,000 gallons per day. That's the requirement from the district. If the proposed wellhead ordinance goes into effect at some unforeseen time in the future, it will be more restrictive in terms of the square footage per lot. As proposed, I believe it's 80,000 square feet. But because it's proposed, the board is left to work with the current ordinance and the letter from the water district.
Right, but say the ordinance is adopted, at that point, then that puts certain restrictions on existing lots. And
It does
people,
not. It only puts restrictions on new subdivisions, but once a subdivision is approved and these criteria are set by the water district, as long as each lot does not exceed the design system that's more than 1,000 gallons per day, it's acceptable to the water district.
but don't we currently have a wellhead protection ordinance that states, that limits uses on lots that are within the wellhead zone?
It does, but it's, the day criterion is different than the one that's being proposed.
So if a wellhead protection ordinance is adopted that could affect this, is it prudent to make that known in the file anywhere, or,
No,
for prospective buyers, or?
It's a catch-22, Teresa, because we don't know if and when that wellhead ordinance, the new wellhead ordinance, would be approved. So it
Or what's even in it when it gets approved.
contents of it, at best it's presumptuous. So I don't have a sense of the speed of the passage of that proposed ordinance.
So I know this is getting a little off track, but is a new proposed ordinance going to replace the existing one? Or?
That's the plan.
That's the intent.
There isn't one that covers that area at this time.
So it would be like, the one that's proposed would cover all of the well districts, well, in theory, could cover all the wellhead that are in Waterboro right now. Not just
I
the water
thought that
district.
there already was a wellhead protection
It
zone.
doesn't go out in that direction.
It doesn't go this far.
Without getting into it too deeply, the new well is a totally different type of wellhead protection area. We brought this plan before our engineering firm and our superintendent, and this letter is what they came up with.
Okay, so we're covered. Okay.
The last requirement on the preliminary is for, to show any requirements of the hydro on the plan, and that's not applicable if the waiver is granted for that. So for tonight, with the preliminary plan, we have discussion from the board, and then we have to go through the waivers, if we're going to approve the waivers or not. And then once preliminary plan's approved, we can schedule site walks, public hearings.
I think the only other question I had was the CMP easement across Lot 2. I mean, how does that affect the building envelope on that? If that's an easement, is that an area that needs to be kept clear for that full
I
100
haven't,
foot?
I'm not sure. Oftentimes when CMP owns right-of-ways in fee, they will certainly not require any building. Sometimes they do allow buildings within their easement. Sometimes they don't. It depends on the easement itself. I mean, I think there's enough room outside of the actual right-of-way to fit a home. And that's how Diane wanted to show it.
Okay.
I mean, I think if anyone was to buy that lot, it would be prudent for them to put their home, outside that right-of-way. It's probably not the most desirable lot in the subdivision, but,
Or don't use fluorescent bulbs in the house.
yeah.
Does that really leave you enough space, though? I mean,
It's 50
if 1
feet.
inch is 50 feet,
Well, no, it's 1 inch is closer to 100 feet. If you look at the graphic scale, those half-scale plans aren't, do we have that full-size plan?
But it gives you 50 feet, Teresa, in there, so I mean, and that's not a setback, that's the envelope, so I mean,
Yeah,
So
that's
they
the
could-
building on
they can get a house, I mean, that's a 50-foot wide house,
Yeah.
plus by however deep, you know, that's a pretty decent-sized house. Going in there.
But the easement goes from here to here.
Yeah, but if you go the other way, they get
That
50
only
feet.
leaves you,
Because there's a scale on the bottom there.
right,
I mean, so you got 50 feet pretty much by almost 100 feet of building. That's not even touching the setbacks.
yeah, it gives you close, it looks like, at the very front, that
Yeah.
will give you close to 50 feet. So you wouldn't be able to put a garage beside the house, you'd have to put a garage in front or behind it.
Yep.
I mean, it's definitely limiting.
I mean, you could run a driveway down these, but... Well, depends on how the easement's written, but you should go around it. Any other discussion from the board? All right, let's go down through the waivers then. Requested waivers. We can either take the waivers individually, or we can do them as part of the motion, if we're going to make a motion on the preliminary plan. Just to go over the waivers requested of the location of the ditches, culverts, contour lines, schedule of construction, and the hydro study.
That first one,
Number 6.
that would be determined later by the road commissioner or whatever, when they get the
The driveways.
driveway permit.
What we traditionally show on these are like the crosses that go across the, go across the public road itself. You know, if there's any cross stitching and stuff like that.
We could grant the waiver, but the road commissioner could, at the time of road entrance permit,
Yeah, this is just the waiver we'll be doing is just on the
on the
plans.
plans.
Yeah. That was the contour lines.
That's probably not necessary either. That's a very flat area.
You guys have recommendations on what you want to do? You want to do them all at once, or do you want to do them individually?
It might just be clearer to go through them one at a time.
Okay.
So waive number 6.
Number 6 is for the locations on the drawings of the water mains, culverts, drains, swampy areas, brooks, springs. Well, you got brooks on there. Natural drainage ditches.
And the wetlands are indicated.
Yep. Is there a motion on that?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? All right, so that one's approved.
Contour lines,
Contour lines?
motion to waive the contour lines on the plan.
All right, we have a
I'll
motion.
second.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All those in favor? All right, that one's approved. Checking off through the list.
And was it schedule of construction, the
Yeah.
next one?
Yep.
Motion to waive the schedule of construction. They're only selling lots.
Okay. Is that a second? Mm-hmm. Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor? That's approved. Hydro study.
I I mean, I'm not an expert on looking at soils. I mean, I don't remember any time we've ever waived a hydro study on something that's been more than 2 or 3 lots. I mean, if we could get, you know, someone who can look at the test pits and soils and say it's not necessary, I don't know who that would be, York County.
Yeah, or a peer engineering. Do you have the, oh, we got requirements here.
What about that one, the last one for Carthage? Didn't we
Oh, Huff
waive
Lane?
on that one because the lots were so big?
Huge, yeah, yeah.
They were way oversized. Did we waive that one?
Yeah,
I thought we
were
did.
like 12 acre lots, so we just,
In a 2-acre zone?
yeah, yeah.
And haven't we, rather than a full hydro study, just had something less,
Or just a
a letter from,
quick little peer review from someone on examining the soils or something?
I don't remember it. I mean, if we've done anything else on the hydros, either we've done up or down on it. The requirement is the applicant shall, in addition, submit for any project utilizing an on-site septic disposal system if the septic system has a design system flow in excess of 800 gallons or if predominantly made up of non-typical septic waste, a hydro impact study prepared by a geologist or engineer with experience in hydrology. So,
Where are you reading that?
page 3,
Of what?
site plan.
We're in subdivision.
Ah. Thank you.
Yep. Page 10 of the subdivision regs.
Typically, what does a 4-bedroom home have? What size?
I could go check one in the office.
You think it's more than the 800 or no?
No, it's probably, let me go check, I don't want to.
It says a hydro study will be prepared by the geologist or engineer with experience in hydrology, shall be provided for all subdivisions utilizing an on-site septic disposal system.
Where is that subdivision, what?
Subdivision, page 10. A lot has to do with groundwater for that going through the site. And the site is sandy gravel aquifer. I'm not familiar with it. I don't know if there's what it's got for groundwater. You know, it would, I guess a big thing for me is Straw Mill Brook being near there. That's, I mean, the good and the bad about gravel is it water goes through it, but it can actually go through it so fast that it doesn't purify it at all. And then we don't know, we're only to 48 inches on the test pit, so you don't know what's below that. You know, if there's a clay layer and it's slanted towards Straw Mill Brook, you could potentially just dump, you know, it could, the nitrates could flow off the lot or off the subdivision. And that's my,
Right, and we're not experts, just to know
mean, it's fairly flat, but we don't know what the underlying structure is. And then you do have a brook running through, basically defines one edge of the subdivision. Because the remaining lot, the 5.2 acres, is still part of that subdivision. Should that lot be numbered?
I was wondering that.
Yeah, we talked about that the last time, didn't we?
It's not intended to be part of the subdivision.
It's not
But-
intended.
No, it's
Aren't all
being retained.
Don't all parcels need a number?
If you're
Don't
breaking
they?
it out of it,
They have to show on the plan.
it doesn't have to be numbered?
I
Okay.
Now, is this going to require a system?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One for every 5?
We don't have a letter from the fire chief, do we?
That's in the, we're going to get to that in the final.
Oh, am I getting ahead of myself? Okay. But, yeah, didn't we mention that last time about putting a number on the remaining 5.2 acres?
I remember we talked about it. And the intent of Diane Holden is to not have that part of the subdivision. That's going to be land that's retained by them. All they're doing is subdividing 3 lots along the road and leaving that 50-foot right-of-way in, and then the land on the west to the back property.
Doesn't that still need a...
The board and Steve hadn't resolved it at the last conversation, but there is a necessity to give it an identification because it becomes, even though it's part of the parent parcel, it still needs an identity in terms of the tax maps. So when we look at the tax maps, we can't have this mysterious piece of land that has no number
That's
on
not
it.
numbered?
But it's still the same tax map and lot number.
But it's not
changing.
part of a subdivision, Steve.
Yeah, I don't see how you can separate the two.
I mean, if you had a
Still part of the
100-acre parcel of land and you wanted to break out 2 parcels along the road, does that mean the rest of that 95 acres is part of the subdivision?
We would, yeah, it would be like a TAC 1 or something like that.
No, wouldn't that retain its original tax map and lot number, and all of these would then become subsequent to those? That's the way it's been done in the
Yeah.
past.
Steve, what's the dilemma in marking it Lot 7?
Well,
There's-
I can.
It's a non-issue, it's just giving a number.
Well, if you give it a number, and I ran into this with the Ed Bentley project up there on Star Hill Road, they decided that they wanted to split that lot, and that they were going to give it to a land trust. They ended up having problems, and they decided they would just divide it between the partners. Well, if that had not had a lot number, and it was just land retained by Building Trust LLC, then we wouldn't have had to go through subdivision in order to do what we did. And I think that's a good example. I mean, I don't, why,
Wait a minute, if you had split that, no, you still would have had,
Yeah, you would have.
yeah. Because that way you would have been creating a lot, so you still would have had to go through subdivision on that. You'd be
well,
creating a lot.
depending on the time frame.
Yeah, if you've gone beyond your, well, your 5 years.
It hadn't been 5 years, but only because it had a lot number associated with it.
Wasn't
But-
there a subdivision up on West Road that some of the lots were subject to the restrictions of the subdivision and some of the lots were not subject?
No, it was just
But that was
like
the
this.
divorce,
It
right?
And
was-
that's kind of
No, I
a
don't think so.
separation from the subdivision.
Not really.
There was the one it was the divorce parcel that was created, and that's,
No, that's
No,
something else.
something
It was
else.
one that was,
They-
the land retained was later sold to someone else, and they felt they were not subject to the restrictions for the rest of the subdivision because they were not part of it.
And it was written that way when the
Yeah.
subdivision was approved. They exempted the remaining land from the subdivision restrictions right on in the process. So it was part of the subdivision, but those restrictions they put on the front lots, they exempted that back lot from.
So the back lot basically became its own subdivision.
So isn't there a way, though, to divide this up and separate that piece from the subdivision? But should it not, the remaining land not be shown? Or,
Yes.
I mean, how is that delineated?
How was it done on that other one? Was it numbered?
Up
The one
on
on the
Star
West
Hill?
Road. No, the one on the West Road.
Oh, the Benway?
No.
No, that was, that wasn't very far up past Federal. That one just past Federal Street?
It's further.
Further up.
I don't know what it was called.
All right, so what do you want to do on the hydro?
I would recommend not waiving the hydro.
Okay. We have a motion not waiving the hydro. Is there a second on that?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor of that? Okay, so wait, you're going to need the hydro on that
Okay.
to go through. And that takes us through preliminary plan?
Okay, now, in this, in the report, it's just a report from a certified geologist.
Yeah.
Now, they can review the plan, and if they choose to do test pits, I mean, whatever they decide that they need to do
Yep.
to, okay.
Yep.
You don't have requirements for wells or anything like that?
There is a requirement for monitoring wells. I think we have, the one that was up on, not Weber Road, but Deering Ridge Road, or Weber Road, that Blueberry Hill one, we did not require the monitoring wells on that one, because of basically the hydrologist came back and said that the soils, at least I thought that's what it was. Berry Lane there, the one on Berry Lane. No we didn't, Berry Lane, we did not require monitoring wells because of the hydrologist. Does that sound familiar?
I can't.
Don't remember. Okay. I thought that's what we had done because
Is that about halfway down Weber Road?
very, sort of, yeah, not halfway, but, maybe within a mile of the intersection of Thomas Road.
There was an old curb cut going into there.
It's the one that goes, it's the first subdivision that came off of Weber Road.
On the right.
Yeah. And we didn't have a monitoring wells in there. But,
Shouldn't we leave it up to the discretion of the geologist, since he's the one writing the report?
actually, I'm just looking for real quickly what the requirement actually is. It says groundwater levels and flow rates through the site and aquifer. One is determined to exist, should be determined monitoring wells, and that's based on the groundwater. So, number of monitoring wells could vary depending on size and geology, but a minimum of 3 laid out in a plan triangle will be needed to provide the necessary data to triangulate the levels and flows. Groundwater levels shall be surveyed to a common datum on site. Groundwater flow rate should be calculated by using groundwater gradients and soil permeability. So that would be his assessment on it. We could look at it then if he comes back and says that he can put his stamp on it, guarantee that nitrates won't travel off the site, I mean, we could look at it as a board then to
Okay.
accept that without the
And
modern
then if he
wells.
recommends them, you probably won't be going out there anytime soon doing test bits anyway. So
Right.
it'll give time. Okay. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Have we decided on whether that lot has to be numbered yet?
No.
I think it does.
I don't, yeah, I
I
think it does
think it
too.
does, too.
I don't think we've made a decision that,
It can be restricted differently as long as it's put that way on the plan and in the deeds, but it's part of the mother parcel, and it's part of the subdivision because it's part of the mother parcel. It's got to be shown and it's got to have a number.
Just there could be a descriptive
just,
narrative on the plan.
that's exempt from all the subdivision rules.
Because there's no exemption, like you have one piece of land, and there's, if it, we had that 40-acre exemption, which that may not apply here, but that could be exempt from subdivision, but you got one piece of land that you're breaking into 7 lots. You have to show it on the plan, and it's got to have some kind of delineation, no matter how it's regulated or
Because
restricted.
it is another lot, it's another
It's
piece
a lot in that,
in that.
Wouldn't it just
Parcel.
be, the delineation, wouldn't that just be the original tax map and lot number? It would be the original lot, and then these subsequent lots would be
maybe you could
dash
put that
one,
as the
dash two.
lot number. I'm not sure about that, but it's got to have a number.
Yeah.
I-
I mean, I think everyone that we've done, we've had required a number on, just so that
I
we can
think we have,
designate what that property is later on. And that way you can also write on the, when the plans go in, that, you know, as a note right on the plan, that lot
Lot
7
7
is
is,
exempt from all subdivision requirements
Okay.
on there.
that it's in, well, in some cases,
Not all subdivision requirements.
Well, I mean,
Private
But-
deed
deed
restrictions.
restrictions, that's what I meant, yeah.
I mean,
Right.
sometimes another lot is an out sale, but this isn't an out sale because it's not being sold.
Correct.
But it's a similar situation that it's,
And it doesn't kick in, that number doesn't kick in any new requirement or anything like that, you know, more cisterns or anything like that.
Right. But if, in this case, if, say Diane wanted to split that into 2 lots later on, would she have to come back and have everybody living along the road sign off on it? But I think what I hear you saying is that as long as the note is on the plan saying that it's not subject to,
Private deed restrictions, but that is not exempted from subdivision or,
You'd have to come back and amend it.
because technically, the definition of subdivision is you're dividing land.
The question then, would she have the frontage to do that? I mean,
well, she'd have to build a road in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that would still, I mean, that's a pretty, we just did one last week. It's a pretty straightforward, I mean, you notify the abutters, no objections, and then it's
Right.
easy to go out from there. But yeah, she would still have to require, I mean, same thing, if we don't number it, and, you know, she wants to divide it later on, she's still gonna have to come back to the board for a subdivision approval on that. Unless it's within unless she waits 5 years, right?
no, there's a subdivision approval to amend it. It has to come back to the planning board, no matter how long it's been.
Okay.
Because it's part of a recorded subdivision.
The only way you can do that is like that one mentioned, if there's a divorce and a court decrees
Breaks it in
that we
half.
have to, right,
Okay.
that's exempt from.
Because the other way to do this would be, but with this right-of-way that breaks it up, because what some people may do is if you have a piece of land and you divide it in 2, and Section A is what they want to retain, and then Section B gets divided, that's a different way of,
That doesn't apply to this, so.
right, but that would be a way to get around,
We should,
or, but I don't know that that could be done with this right away and everything.
Okay, so where we are now in preliminary plan, hydro study's gonna be needed, and we want, and that lot gets numbered.
Okay, now if I number that lot and it becomes, do I have to show a setback? Do I have to show building setbacks? I mean, I do.
I don't, I mean, Thing is, no, because it's
It's
not,
not being sold or developed or...
at this time, and it's not part of the private subdivision requirements.
So all you're looking for is a number.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've done that on a bunch of other ones, the large parcels. And we don't, there was one that was, I forget the name of the subdivision, it was across the big park, like a 40 or 50 acre parcel was across the stream. And they were not going to develop it because of the cost to cross that
Oh, the one
stream.
on Ossipee Hill?
Yeah. But that one was, that big lot was numbered on that. So, and there was no, there was no envelope, there was no test pits on that. It was just remaining land that was left out.
Okay.
It had a number, and it just, the note on it said that it was not part of the private subdivision requirements. So,
I want to make sure I get the wording right on.
I think you better check with the office on the
Yeah.
wording for that.
Okay.
Patty could let you know how to word that.
All right, Steve.
Okay.
Tom?
Just for clarification, on number 21, the soil erosion and sediment control plan, is it the intent of Steve and the applicant to submit one to the board?
No.
Okay, then if it's your intent not to submit, then the board needs to talk with Steve as to a waiver. Are you asking for a waiver on that? If you're not going to submit one, it's part of the ordinance. It's a requirement of the ordinance. So
I guess we would request a waiver on that.
Steve, you hadn't requested one, but if you
Okay.
do tonight, then the board could address it and
Okay, thanks.
enact on it.
Yeah.
To help the board with this, your county soil conservation service offers that service for review. Traditionally, it serves its best purpose in really tough terrain sites, just for purposes of illustration, like the Carthage site, where there's a lot of complexities with ledge, water, wetlands, swamps, tough topography. And this site is just the reverse. If the board were to ask me if it's necessary, in this case, I think that it's not necessary, because there's not much that they can really recommend in terms of soil erosion control.
Don't we usually require that? I mean, that's pretty much if they develop a road and stuff like that, while the road's being cut in?
Yeah, when there's, roads being cut in, and when there's a need for, erosion tarps and major drainage ditches, and a lot of cut and fill operations on the site, on really complex sites.
But these are going to be individual house lots, which are going to be subject to their own,
Exactly.
as Patty reviews it with
Really
erosion control.
flat terrain. So,
Right.
But I mean, that's, as the individual houses are sold, that's your call on that, as a code enforcement officer, correct?
They have to provide erosion control for all the disturbed ground.
Right. So
If we were going to require that, wouldn't we have to require him to do contour lines on the plan so we would know?
where it was flowing to.
Exactly. You can't do soil erosion control.
On a flat
Unless you know
surface,
where the flow is.
there's no erosion on a
And
flat
so because
surface.
it's so minimal, without any contours, it would be difficult to do that particular type of plan or review it. So both in fairness to the board and also to the York County Soil Conservation Service and the applicant, this really looks like an unnecessary requirement. But it's in the ordinance, so I had to put it on the checklist.
I'll make a motion that we give a waiver for number 21, the soil erosion and sediment control plan.
I'll second.
Second, any discussion? I think we've had the discussion. All those in favor? Okay, that waiver is approved. And look at it this way, you came in asking for a certain amount of waivers, you got that certain amount, just not the ones you were looking for.
And we still got the same amount.
Yeah.
Kurt, can we get a clarification from the board on item number 10? On what's acceptable as a sewage disposal system recommended for each lot?
It says the preliminary, on the letter from the soil scientist, says it's, lots 2 to 6 have suitable soils or support a first-time system. So you want to know, like, house lot, bedroom size?
I want to know what you guys expect to see from that statement.
My interpretation of a first-time system would be a regular residential, an R4 construction.
Based on the number of bedrooms.
Yeah, that's,
And I want to add here that you guys asked the gallons per day, the design flow for a 4-bedroom house. Design flows for single-family dwellings, 4 bedrooms, 360 gallons per day.
okay. And the water district's 1,000 gallons a day is their requirement, so as long as we don't have a 13-bedroom house, it'll be okay. Do you need more than that, Patty?
I'm asking you what you guys,
I'm comfortable with the first-time system thing. I guess I'm assuming that first-time system is a regular, average Waterboro house. But,
they could be stone and pipe systems, or they could be plastic chamber systems, depends on the soils
Right.
and the designer.
right. But they're all going to be, those are all first-time systems. Doesn't matter what the material is to build them, it's still going to be a Maine state.
They have to
Right.
meet the subsurface wastewater rules.
Right.
And size according to the number of bedrooms and,
Is that what the board's thinking, or is that, you guys?
that all sounds,
So do we put a motion in then that do we, when it comes time to do preliminary plan of approval, that we've interpreted as, first-time system as a standard residential?
that meets plumbing codes and based on the number of bedrooms.
So we have that, and that's the definition of a first-time system by the board then? Okay. All right. So that's where we're at on that.
Okay.
That makes sense from our, that covers that. All right, Steve.
Anything else?
I think we're set. I think we've picked you through the checklist enough. Thanks for working with us on that.
Thank you.
All right.
So the other thing that
Do we need
was,
to,
Huh?
Did you guys approve this?
No.
the only other thing that was pending then was flagging the area at some point.
Oh, hydro.
That is,
Before.
it's
Yeah, a lot.
partially flagged right now, and it's just not back to the trees, you went with that. Maybe by the time the hydro comes back, the snow will melt it down and...
I can drive by there and check it and make sure those flags are still there.
Okay.
And if not, I can replace them, but I don't, if you want me to flag the corners, I can do that.
Did you run tape to from the pin to a tree limb or something like that?
There's no trees in the front of it.
No, all back.
I use GPS
Okay.
to lay it
You said you put pins up front though, right?
out. I
Or just
put
put
some
stakes.
stakes, because I didn't want to put any pins until, we had
Okay.
I didn't want to, until we had approval on the lot positions.
All right.
Okay?
Does that work with everybody on that?
okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks.
Okay, next on our agenda tonight are the Paquettes for an alternate proposal.
Yeah,
Do we-
well, what happened was, you had suggested that we take some measurements, see if we could move the cottage back to 100-foot line.
Right.
And we were prepared to do that, and then it occurred to me that, I don't know if you know that much about the area, but right behind our cottage was this massive depression in which there was water. And I've got photographs anyway, if you need to see.
Towards the roadside or the?
Yeah, well, between the road, it would be, have been between the old road and where they've put in the new one. And what they did when the excavators worked there, they stripped all the stumps off the land and they put them all in there from the beginning of the new road all the way up to the old road. So there's a good maybe 6 feet of stumps and debris underneath there.
Okay.
And I didn't think, I got the photographs here anyway, I don't know if you want to see them. I I was taking pictures just to monitor the progress.
This was back 4 years ago.
Yeah, they're beginning to fade now. Well, no, I'm just kidding, but, see, there's the depression right here. And there's the old road, there's the new one. And over here, see, they started to push debris into there, and they continue to do it along here to, well, let's see if I got my perspective, it's a little messed up here, I'm looking backwards.
This is the new road here, right?
Yeah, that's the, let's see here, yeah, this is the new road here, this is where our cottage is, and this is where they all filled in all the way up to here, so you can see where they gouged into the, pull some stumps there. They put all that stuff in there, and the cottage is going to be on top of some of that. I don't know how much of it will be, because we never measured, we never thought about that. So I told Carmen, I said, geez, you can't put the cottage there, because part of it's going to be straddling all that debris.
So that's all disturbed soil then?
Underneath there?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, was all filled in with, that debris they took off the hill there, the stumps and
Yeah, that is
whatever
all
branches they did,
Mm.
whatever
Yeah.
branches they didn't chip.
So I mean, the only thing that would be is to the road, to the old road is non-disturbed soil, but everything from the new road to the old road is
Yeah,
potentially disturbed soil.
yeah. And I saw the car and I said, I don't think that would,
So that road, the road then looks like about 10, 15 feet behind your house then?
let's see.
Wait,
It's about,
higher.
at that corner of the house.
Oh, the road was higher than
Oh,
the
yeah.
house?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, the road was much
Yeah.
higher than a house.
You look
Yeah,
down
but
at the house.
That's a retaining wall right back here. I'm sorry, I can't quite see it. Right back here, that's a retaining wall. And so we'd be moving the house back here. And I said, geez, I said, I didn't think that would work. So then I kind of thought about it for a while, and I thought, well, if we were to take the cottage and move it towards Gregoire, there, our neighbor, and that would allow us to bring the back of the cottage further back, because the line in the back slants back away from the lake, so we'd be able to swing it a little bit away from the lake. And the other issue too is that as we pull it towards Gregoire's property, that big embankment on the side there,
Yeah.
we're going to be a good 30 feet from that embankment.
That's where the deck hangs over right now?
Now, the
or-
deck hangs over at the front, but this is on the,
Right at the corner.
let's see, if you're looking
Oh,
at,
where the snow pile was when we were there?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, no, not that, that was on, okay, how do I explain this?
That's on
Looking
the
at the
other
cottage
side,
from the
yeah.
back, towards the
Towards the lake?
lake. The east side or the right side is going to move back towards Gregoire. And then you'll be able to pull that corner back. And we'd be away from the embankment. Let's see.
This
If
way?
we were to move this, let's see. Okay, there's Gregoire. If we were to move it this way, actually, towards here, actually it'd be more, see, I think the pin I measured was from there. If we were to move it that
These are
way,
all lot
this,
lines.
this corner we maintain the 10-foot setback along this line, so the cottage kind of rotate a little bit. And there's this big embankment here, right on a corner that goes right down towards the lake. We'd be pulled away from there.
So where on this are the stumps and everything buried?
Oh, probably, see,
This
right
is
in
your
through
old,
here.
yeah.
Right
This is
from
your old
here
lot
to
line,
here.
right?
Pardon me?
That's
Yeah,
your
that was
old
the
lot
old,
line.
that's the old one.
So
yeah.
the stumps are back in this area.
Yeah, all in
So
this
they're-
area.
They're between here
And
and
this is the
here.
100-foot mark?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
100-foot mark.
Okay. So we could go back maybe as far as the
Yeah,
dotted line?
that's what I'm trying
The
to,
old property line.
but you have to be
Get the
careful
corner to
there.
this
It won't,
dotted line rather than...
yeah, it won't, you wouldn't make it all the way there because of the setbacks. But
I
it
guess-
would pull it away from the embankment right here. They rotate a little bit as we follow the 10-foot setback from this line.
And I guess what I'd like to see is a drawing just showing, I mean, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the board sounds like we're all in agreement on, but I'd like to just see it.
On paper?
Yeah.
So it's in the file and... So,
'Cause
right,
like-
if we can approach this dotted line as close as possible with,
Yeah.
Keeping the
keep-
side
you know,
setbacks.
we were using this corner, trying to get the corner to the 100-foot, so if we can try to get the corner...
Yeah, that's just it. I don't know where,
As close as possible.
we need to be able to define it as feasibly possible. We're relocating as much as possible, but what is the definition before we had a line that we could define it to?
Right, so if we can get a surveyor's drawing, right?
Or even
Because before the motion was to get up this back
a back
point.
Yeah.
to the 100-foot.
Foot. Now, just on the motion, revised motion would be to get this back point as close as possible to
To the old lot
the
line.
original lot line,
Yeah,
and have it drawn.
Yeah, that's what he's,
Have a
unfortunately, I haven't got
survey
this
draw it.
proportion. I was taking some measurements, to see how it would work out, but this is not, architecturally built. But I know that I've got 41 feet from this pin to this corner, and 45 from the pin to that corner. So we could try to swing it back there as much as possible.
I don't know if you'd get to that line.
Pardon me?
I don't know if you'd get to the old lot line.
Because the lot narrows. is it?
Don't you have to have room to dig the foundation?
Yeah, well, that's what's going to make
Before you
it
move
easier,
it?
actually, to dig the foundation, principally because once you dig in here, you could dig in here, put everything in the back. When you move then you move this over and you finish,
Wow, you're going to be, you're 36 there. Oh, this isn't to scale, I guess, either. But
Yeah.
Well, as you move it back, you rotate it a little.
Well, it'll
right?
be rotated in this direction, try to maintain a 10-foot setback along this line here.
But from a building point of view, you can't, it's not, part of the new foundation might be underneath where the current house is right now.
That's what
Yeah,
I
but
was
that's
wondering.
not going to be
yeah.
an issue, because you excavate half of it here. See, and this is 20 by 36. Now, the living room side, I'm going to have to knock down temporarily, because we have to have the first floor on it all in one plane. There's a step down there,
Okay.
and we can't have that anymore. So that's going to be removing 10 feet off of this here. So when it comes down here, you'll be able to reach underneath there and finish up the excavation, and then put everything in the back also. So it's not going to, the excavation issue, as far as, is not that particularly complicated.
Oops.
Because part of the building is going to be gone, and then it's going to be moved over the excavated part. Then you can finish the excavation from the other side here and
Well-
store everything in the back.
Your house is 20 this way.
Yeah,
And this is greater than 50?
that's 55 feet.
So if you've got a 20-foot structure on a 50-foot span, I guess I don't understand why it's not
Yeah.
coming back and turning
Well-
this way.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Oh, I thought you
Well,
were saying
the issue
turning
is,
the
yeah,
other way.
well, I think that the issue is proportions. Let me think.
Because if it's a 20-foot structure and a little greater than a 50-foot span, does it need 15 feet
Well,
on either
yeah, well,
side?
that's what I was going to try to do, is turn it and as much as possible and maintain the setbacks,
Right, because you'd want to have at least 10 foot. And if you split it and your left was,
because all,
It'd be pretty easy to lay it into a CAD program if you got your deed and lay it in and get it scaled, set up, and then
Okay.
put the house This part here, I
I'll
mean-
have to talk to Scott Doobie about that.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess my question is how do we define, how do we define how much we're going to relocate, require the house to be relocated?
Well, we'd have to do something similar to the original motion, which we used 100-foot. Didn't we use
Yeah.
100-foot?
But I don't know, what do
So-
we use, until we know where it's going, I don't know how to
Right, I
define
think
this.
we might just need another measurement, maybe.
The old property line? What-
Right, I think the old property
Yeah.
line is probably what we're aiming for now.
Right, but I mean, if it doesn't get to the old property line, then, I mean,
And
that's,
then that's something he's going to find out when he does the CAD.
yeah, I mean, you could, because you have your deed, you can easily, you snap it in really quick to CAD,
Yeah,
get your lines, and then you can put the house in there and just move your house around inside there. Scott can do that pretty,
yeah.
Yeah, and then they
15
could
minutes, he could have it.
Pin that on the property or whatever. And
Well, at
something.
least give us a line, give us a spot that we can say then that, to move the house approximately X feet so that it's, X feet
And,
from,
Provide the CAD drawing to the office to add to the file. And
Yeah, okay.
does that make sense?
Mhm.
So, I mean, I think, feasibly what you're saying, it makes sense, it doesn't make any sense to put the house back on, potentially,
Yeah, yeah.
Phil.
yeah.
I didn't think about it at the last meeting. I was just mulling over, and I also just popped my head. I said, oh, jeez.
I mean, our next meeting's 2 weeks from tonight, so I mean, we can just continue on to that one. So,
under old business.
unfortunately, we're not doing the back-to-back weekly meetings anymore, so, but I mean, I don't want to be dominating this conversation, but it's, I don't know what we define it to, that's,
Yeah, okay, I'll talk to Scott and see about,
Yeah, see how you
to
can manipulate
place
that.
that, like,
Because I think that's what we're all looking for, right? Is now we're trying to hit the old lot line.
yeah, but what happens if it doesn't? What happens, that's what I'm saying,
Well, you should be able to, though, if it's a 20-foot structure with a greater than
Well,
50-foot span.
you know. Scott's gonna be able to figure it out.
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think
I
that's
mean,
your
it's
goal,
just
I
gonna have
agree,
to
Teresa, I think
turn
that's the
as it-
goal, is to get that far back.
Yeah,
See,
you have to
the thing
pivot a
is, as you
little.
move it over this way,
The slope,
the slope and the deck and all this sort of
Yeah.
stuff is gonna be an issue.
I mean, I think that line, at least we know to that line,
I mean, just see
is-
how you can finesse that in there, and,
Mhm.
get the maximum.
to the west of that line is suspect soil, so, I mean, that is the goal, to get as close to that line as possible.
Yeah, okay, I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, sorry about that.
That's okay, stuff happens. Just gotta all the horses in order, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, the picture's right there. We have a memo for water resources planning in Sanford on March 16th. RSVP early for that. I know, the proposed amendment for shoreline zoning. That's a big one.
This,
Yeah. Hey, Tom, is this one, the proposed amendment to shoreline zoning, is that for us to just start perusing through? And
Yes, Patty's been working very hard on that narrative, so don't hurt her feelings if you don't
Pick it apart.
give it your utmost attention.
have you, I mean, is it underlined what you've changed?
What I have a document in my office that has the state's proposed amendments, our ordinance, and
The deltas.
everything that's different, but it's this thick. So what you have is what I propose our section 7 to read.
okay.
Okay.
And it's, it needs some,
And this is the one with the deadline of July 1st?
yes.
Okay.
And the only item we have for next meeting is Mr. Paquette. so we could have time for going over this.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think the schedule, July 1st means that we should be pretty active on this
It'll
point
be
on.
July 1st before you know it.
Well, this is,
Right,
Would it help to give some timelines? Can I jump in here, Peg?
sure.
With the board's due diligence, you should be looking at a target date of having your review complete by the end of this month. So that it can then proceed into April for any polishing touches, communication, public hearing, and then a public hearing in April, then off to the DEP that's going to give it its Brillo pad. And because piggybacking this also is a whole group of detailed maps that Sebago Technics has been working on with the staff. So when DEP gets a hold of this, traditionally they find little things they want to tweak also. So my suggestion, and hopefully with the support of Patty and everyone else, is that we'd like to get this up to DEP somewhere in the month of April, after the public hearing.
where this has become, where this is proposed now, and it's written down, if this goes into effect, say it goes into effect on 1 July, is it retroactive to,
Not automatically,
we have to make that as part of the motion then? Okay.
and I don't recommend it. It's kind of hard to,
I didn't know, because remember we've done it before, something's,
right. When that was our intention, we can only go retroactive back to the first date that it's been presented,
okay,
which I guess would be today.
you're right.
But
We did that
But we
with
don't
our
need-
proposed water moratorium. That was,
We did it with the growth ordinance too.
we did it with the growth ordinance. We did it, I can't remember what other one. We didn't even adopt the water standards, so.
The gravel pit.
well, we put a moratorium, we had a 180-day moratorium, and I don't know if we want another 180
For,
days. A water moratorium.
I don't think we can.
No, we did that, didn't we
Yeah.
do that a couple years back?
Yeah.
right? And I think we stated that if we did come up with something, that would be retroactive to the date that we stated we were putting a moratorium.
Okay, so it's on the, we'll review it, go through it, and then discuss it in 2 weeks at the meeting. All right, that's everything we've got on our agenda for tonight.
Watch it in.
I don't know, it's not on, I don't have you listed on our agenda.
I'm under communications.
Really?
Where?
He's right here.
Oh, we have the memo from SMRPC.
Tina, we're going to always have a line item for town planners' communications or something. We'll come up with something. This is real simple, like it only take but 5 minutes. Well,
There's a peanut
more or
gallery
less.
over here.
We can watch next
My
week.
colleagues don't believe me. David, come to my rescue. I just
Wait,
wanted to stay within my 5-minute limit, I just wanted to share this with you. On occasion, MMA has these special seminars. You have budgeted monies for training. This is cost efficient. I'm told that the food is relatively good. That it's only a 3-hour session with a little light supper beforehand. It's close
Oh, it's
by.
in the evening, okay.
It's in the evening. And it's always healthy, even if it's just a refresher, because case law keeps on changing. Now, we would have given you greater notice, but I just found out about this in the last 3 hours. Typically, MMA is very good about sending brochures out, or the RPC will send them to
I
Tina.
think they probably all got that at home. Teresa got hers in her folder because her townsman comes here, but I think they probably all got theirs at home because they all get their townsman at home.
I didn't get it.
Do you guys get
Got a
Maine
what?
Townsend?
Yeah.
In this particular case, I'm not sure that you did receive this one because when I spoke with Michael Starm, who's the organizer of these, they had failed to get brochures done and they just put it on the web listing of training courses a week or two ago.
I've been to one of these
Yeah.
before.
So I'd encourage you to attend it, and if you find that this is not to your liking and that the board would like any type of specialty type of courses or in-house training that could benefit you as well as the staff, we always try to keep ourselves refreshed too with new laws to change. Brace yourself for what could be the biggest change in the Maine Site Location Act ever. I've started to review that. It's over 40 pages long, and it's causing quite a furor in Augusta right now. So we'll see where that's just in its draft stage currently. But the Site Location Act will have a major impact on large-scale developments that are headed towards town. So I'll keep you posted on it when I have more details on it, but that is in motion in Augusta right now. So if the board, what I'd like to leave the board with tonight is if you have a special need for a special type of training, we have resources that we can bring into town hall, or through the traditional ones that MMA offers. So just let me know.
Is there maybe a list of what the training subjects are? I mean, it's kind of hard to know what training you need if you don't know what training is available.
Well, it's basically, I think, you all should collaborate and say, we might feel we could stand a 4-hour session in hydrology dynamics or soil erosion control or this, or just case law. Sometimes, the attorneys can be boring, sometimes they can be entertaining, but case law is always changing that might have an impact on your decision-making, particularly when we get into the bigger subdivisions like Carthage, or perhaps even something in contract zoning law, because it's so new to the community.
Well, and I don't know, I know we've had meetings with the selectmen on the contract zoning and all. I mean, if we were going to review contract zoning law, then that's something I imagine we'd do as a group with the selectmen as well.
Ideally. I guess a lot will depend on that, on where the contract concessions are headed, and also where the discussion is headed with the tree growth penalty or no penalty. These are big issues that are out there that haven't been resolved yet. Once those issues are resolved, we'll know if this is even coming to the planning board, or it just may just sit up there.
Is it still any movement on the
It's in legal
contract zone?
debate right now. Yeah, there's, like I say, the tree growth law and the tree growth law penalty are big hinging points as to whether this is anything's going to happen at all. And that decision hasn't been made yet, but it's forthcoming.
You just remind me of something. Do we need to schedule a workshop? I mean, our ordinance on bonds and, guarantees for subdivisions are different from what the selectmen are approving? Or is that something we should set up a workshop for? And to change our ordinance? Because
That performance bond is in the ordinance.
It is, but with a typo.
So I mean,
A
but
huge typo.
what's the selectmen
They're
are
not accepting that anymore.
Right.
are they? So shouldn't that be changed?
Well, your choices are to stay with what you've got, which has a huge typographical error in it, as you're aware, in the performance bond section, to take out the performance bonding if it's not going to be used, actually extract it from your ordinance, because it can't be a as you please type of thing. It has to be consistent across the board when they're applied.
We need to at least fix the typo.
Or fix the typo and then take it on a case-by-case basis, which has been the way the town has been handling it in the past.
So do we have time on next meeting? Can we set for a workshop on that ordinance, or is that too short a notice to look at that?
Well,
Well,
that
even
is
if
just
we
one
just-
sentence.
Even if we
Yeah.
just talk about the typo.
For the performance bonds and
Okay.
guarantees on subdivision?
It might be,
This time on the
Okay.
next meeting to do that.
Or we just, that way we,
Yeah, just kind of pencil that in so we remember to discuss it.
and that way we can, what we have in our ordinances is consistent to what the selectmen are looking for? In theory.
plus, you know, you know that on that subdivision, Greenwood, that has, what, 39 lots? that they-
Green Court?
Green Court, they've already have stood before you and said, whatever the performance bond is, we're going to pay it. That's, well, hopefully right in the minutes. So, I mean, there you have an applicant that's accustomed to putting up the performance bonds.
Yeah.
And once they do the work, they get their money back.
Absolutely true. And in some cases, the bonds are minimal anyways because they do the work and get it done. And if Carthage does move forward, performance bonding is a huge amount. It's a huge amount, given it's, well, the proposed road systems are over 7 miles. The town has around 60. So I would put that in a huge category.
The state does offer a course on erosion control similar to this one that we probably could go take as a group.
Yeah.
I've taken it a couple of times and it isn't good.
Was it by the state planning office, or was it by MMA or DEP? Or
I think I just got a new flyer and I'll check that out and pass it on to you. Because it actually certifies you as a trained surface water
Excellent.
erosion control person.
We'll have an in-house peer review, right?
Pardon?
Peer review.
No.
Conflict of interest.
Okay.
Good, I, you know,
It certifies us to that point.
that's all I have for tonight,
Okay.
unless there's any particular things that you want to share with me, or...
We don't have any requirements for the budget. There was a note on the last calendar that came out.
Yeah, have we submitted our budget?
Apparently, the budget is still outstanding, so that's something that you might want to give a real high priority, because I believe that nearly all the budgets have been processed through the town administrator. And I believe the absolute budget deadline is March 13th.
Okay. Well, so, yeah, it was,
How about we put that on the agenda for next?
yeah, because there was a note on the last calendar that came out.
Oh,
Be after the date.
Yeah.
we should set a meeting
For next,
before that.
the next Wednesday?
Do we need public notice of it? We're going to do another meeting?
Just don't close this meeting. Extend this meeting.
Continue this meeting.
Yeah, okay.
Discontinue this one. But, yeah, I believe it's outstanding. I haven't talked with the town administrator about it. Do you know any details on it, Patty?
I don't think it's been submitted.
Okay.
So,
13th is next Friday, so Wednesday is it.
Why don't we extend the meeting till Monday night?
do we need to add it to this agenda?
Just-
Monday night, is that what you said?
No, Wednesday?
Oh, I think
Next Wednesday?
Dave did say Monday.
Oh,
Well, that would give us a few days to get, if we come up with a budget, we could get it to them, rather than waiting till the day that it's due.
You don't want to miss a deadline, because then you won't be able to go on your retreat in Maui.
Yeah.
I wish. It's a goal of mine.
I mean, I can do Monday, I don't
Are
know.
we gonna be able to hash it out on one night and get it to them the next day?
Well, I think if we just look at last year's budget and,
Does that work for you, Judy?
I mean, do we need to increase any of the personnel and reduce any of the legal? I
That's,
don't know if there's
look-
any more play in there.
Does that work for, Patty, does that work for your schedule Monday? Okay. So let's,
Do we want to do something earlier than 7:30? Is that better for you, if we're here at 5?
hey, wait, why don't we
On
do it on
Monday?
Tuesday?
Oh, you're here anyway. Oh,
If
we
we
don't-
did it at 5,
We could do it in the break room?
Come to my office.
I mean, is that better for you guys?
Yeah,
Yes, you'd rather do it on Mondays?
because we're supposed to be open, so if we,
Okay.
I don't necessarily have to be there. So I can be open and you guys can meet, because I don't have to be involved in that.
Whatever's
anyway.
better for, I mean...
All right, so let's do it on Monday then. We'll do it at Monday. What's time's good? What time you get it? Can you get here, Teresa?
so if we
I
come
could
on
do a
Monday,
5
we can
o'clock.
have
I
something
don't,
else.
would you rather do it Tuesday when she's off?
Prior.
No, because you said that's
Tina's off.
confusing.
Tuesday's not good for you either, Tina?
It doesn't matter.
You guys could do it Tuesday, and I can keep the office open. That way
And
with,
then we don't
If
keep
you have to
Tina
do
late
this.
another day?
Do we have to be on camera and all that? Or is it going to be?
Well, do workshops have to be posted? Could we just set a workshop for Monday?
We just have
The
2
only thing
minutes
with the
of it, right?
workshop is you then can't make a decision, and then I don't know if the budget has to be voted on, or if we just,
We never voted on it before, we just
yeah, I
submitted it.
would say probably not.
Yeah.
So we could do
I
that
don't-
at a
I don't-
workshop,
I think, couldn't we just do a workshop?
Yeah.
Tuesday at 5, and then
Tuesday
we
at
don't
5?
bring Tina, make Tina stay late another day?
Okay. Does that work for you then?
Mhm.
Tuesday at 5 then? And Sue, if you're watching this, you need to be there.
I don't know if that's too early for her.
Yeah,
but
it's
she
probably
could-
too early
She
for her.
could certainly email, maybe contact the office and let you guys know anything that you might want to pass along.
So, is it a workshop or continuation?
If it is a
Workshop, if-
continuation, we can't vote on it that night, can
but
we?
we don't,
You
I
gotta
don't think
continue
we've
this
ever
meeting.
voted.
This
I
is
don't think we've
voted
ever
before.
voted on our budgets. We just done
still
them
have
and
to continue
submitted
this
them.
meeting.
All right, so we'll
Yes.
continue the meeting, okay.
You don't have time to post, it's still going to be a meeting,
Okay.
All
no
right,
matter what it is,
So we don't make
workshop
we
or...
don't make the 7 days.
So I'll make a motion that we continue this meeting to 5 PM on Tuesday to do the budget.
Second then.
Any discussion? All those in favor? So be.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Can.
No.
Continue.
Oh, I mean, I make a motion, we adjourn this part of the meeting.